Hi, welcome to now, which is the third installment of our WCHA Commissioner's Corner, where I have the chance to sit down and talk one-on-one with our amazing student athletes across our league. And we talk about hockey and we talk about real life topics and hopefully everything in between. And today I'm really excited to chat with sophomore goaltender from Bemidji State, Kaitlin Groess from Ham Lake, Minnesota. Played in 22 games as a first year, which is pretty impressive, I would say, especially in our league, and earned WCHA Goaltender of the Week honors in November. And that was coming off of being a four-year starter at Centennial Spring Lake Park High School, where she was the program career record holder for most wins, games, and shutouts. Pretty impressive, Kaitlin.
Thank you.
And as a senior finalist for the Let's Play Hockey Jory Jones Award in 2025 as the state's top goaltender. So that's pretty awesome, Caitlin. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We're right at the edge of the summer, right? So you are at home, but you're heading to school tomorrow, is that right?
Yep, I go up tomorrow morning.
Wow, that's exciting. So what's been keeping you busy this summer?
Besides lifting and skating, which is busy, I've been coaching little goalies. I do one-on-one coaching at Centennial with just Centennial goalies that are under the age of 10. And then I coach at OS with again younger goalies. Their ages, I would say 14 to or like 8 to 14 maybe. And then besides being on the ice, I've been up to a couple cabins. I really like being on the lake. My family just got a new pontoon, so if I'm not in a hockey rink, I'm probably on a lake.
Wow, that's like the ultimate Minnesota answer right now. It's
Yep.
like rink and lake
With
pontoon.
water. Yep.
That's awesome. How do you
Yes.
like coaching and what do you do differently or how do you adjust when you're coaching 8 and 10-year-olds and high school kids?
Yeah, it's definitely a learning thing for me too. I would say you can't just expect the goalies to know what to do, how to do things and stuff. So I would say I'm a very like visual coach. Like I will show them if they are doing something wrong, I'll stop them and say like, "Hey, let's fix this right now so we don't do it again." And yeah, I would just say I talk through it a lot because you can't, they're only 8 and 10 years old, like they don't know what to do. So I just say we work on a lot of the basic things just to get them started on the right path. Yeah.
And this summer it was announced you have a new staff member joining Bemidji that's going to be dedicated for goalies.
Yep.
That has to be pretty exciting.
Yes, I'm super excited to get I'm super excited. We used to do goalie worlds last year, so I'm super excited to get that going with the goalie coach again.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
So you were obviously a really successful goalie through high school. I imagine, pretty had a pretty active recruiting process. What was the journey that brought you to Bemidji?
So hockey has always been a huge part of my life. I don't think I've ever gone more than a week without being in a rink. And I've been playing since I was like 4 and skate being a goalie since I was 10. So it's kind of always been there. And it was never really a question after high school if I wanted to play in college or not. That was kind of always my goal. So I was kind of a late commit. I was a little nervous that I wouldn't get picked up just because I was going into the end of my senior year and I really, really wanted to play in the WCHA. So I was just kind of waiting for that opportunity. But Bemidji was my first recruiting call when we turned like when I was a sophomore and we could get calls from schools. So I had always known that I like that was always in the back of my mind that I wanted to go there and they had always shown interest in me. And that's something I really liked. So fast forward like 2 years, I was about to book a ticket to go out east for a visit, and Bemidji called, and I committed right then just because I always wanted to play in Minnesota, and it was in the best league. So I was super excited about that and didn't think twice about it.
So you just jumped at it.
Yep.
And so you obviously grew up watching the WCHA, but what exactly was it about playing in Minnesota or playing in the WCHA that made you want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I just think the competitiveness of the league is like no other. And you see now that some of the greatest players in the world. So I just thought it's always a dream of mine to play with some of the greatest players ever. And obviously, our league is filled with that. So I just always wanted the highest of competition. And obviously, it is now that I've played a year, I've definitely seen that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you are currently exercise science major.
Mhm.
Do you know what you want to do after you're done playing at
Um,
Bemidji?
right now, I am kind of undecided what I want to do. I've always kind of wanted to do something in the medical field and then something like that. But my parents both work in appliances, and so I've always kind of been in new houses and seen all that stuff. So I'm kind of thinking about doing construction management now too. So I'm kind of in the middle of two really opposite things, and I don't really have an idea yet. But when I decided my exercise science major, I was kind of thinking physical therapy. And I still really want to do that. I just want to make sure that's what I want to do before I go into it.
And that's normal, right? Like you're at
Yeah.
that moment totally where this is what college is about, is
Oh
figuring
yeah.
out what you want
That,
to
yeah.
do. Yeah.
That's what I hear a lot. You don't need to decide right now. It's only my sophomore year. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
not too much pressure.
Well, yeah, so you've probably had a lot of advice given to you over the years, about academics and college. So looking at specifically hockey, and you probably had a lot of advice about what to expect in college or what it was going to be like, or people who were trying to, give you a heads up of what the experience was like. Curious, what now have you like, oh, that really rang true? Or what did you hear that maybe didn't really match up to the reality of college playing college hockey?
I would say the level of play from high school, the jump from high school to college is a huge jump in the speed of the game, the speed of the shots, just everything having to do with how much faster it is, specifically like on ice. And something I would disagree with, I hear high school friends or college friends that like don't play sports say like, oh, like that's such like you'll never have anything, you'll never have any time to do anything like outside of hockey or like you'll never like it's too much of a grind. And I disagree with that because yes, it gets hard at times and it's hard work and but I hang out with my teammates all the time and we always like make we go watch like TV shows together. We'll always hang out after practice. Like there's always fun stuff for us to do plus hockey, which is amazing, I think. So I would just say you can play hockey, you can balance hockey while still having like great friendships and still seeing your family and all that stuff.
I love that. I'm excited to hear that because that is a deterrent, I think, for some people. It is whether or not it can be too much. And
Yeah.
and if you're having a really balanced experience, that's gonna mean you're gonna have more success because you're gonna be healthier and happier, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So looking back at your first year in college, again, being a first year playing in the toughest league in the country, so you had one remarkable game so far where that really stood out with 52 saves against Ohio State, who at the time were defending national champions. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What is that game like from your perspective? Like, what does that feel like emotionally, physically, and mentally?
Yeah. Before the game, obviously, I was super nervous, first game ever. But I think just after like the first shot, I always tell myself like before a game, like if you can save the first one, like that's fine. You can go like get your confidence up. And I just think having a game like that against such a good team under your belt helped me grow my confidence for the rest of the games. And yeah, it was a great feeling. I would say it's half the shots I think my team blocked. So I can't take all the credit for that because we play such a strong defensive game that it's just not that it's easy to save it, but they make it a lot easier on me. And yeah, I just think it really helped build my confidence after that. It's as a goalie, it's a really hard position to come in and just play that position. So I would say it just helped me be more confident going into the next games and showed me what I can really do and that I should be here for a reason.
I didn't realize that was your first game. That's,
The
that's even more incredible.
yes.
52 saves in your first collegiate game.
Yeah.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you.
So your team plays great defensive hockey. What else do you love about your team? Like on the ice and off the ice, what do you, like, how would you describe what is the best about Beaver hockey?
I would say, I know everyone says this, it's the culture of the team, but I honestly think that I've never been on a team that is so close with every single player on our team. Like, there's never anyone that is just kind of doesn't want to hang out or doesn't want to do this. Like, every time we do something, we are always doing it together. There's always groups of people hanging out, and we're never just like alone, especially for me in the dorm rooms, like with my freshman teammates, we were always together. We would never just like one person sitting alone. We would always be together hanging out. And that's my favorite thing about the off ice. There's absolutely no drama, no bad blood. Everyone loves each other, and we have so much fun together when we're all together. So that's off ice. And then on ice, I would say specifically for us, we always have a super competitive practice. Like no matter what we're doing, there's a green and white. It's always super competitive. There's always a score on the board. There's cheering, yelling, being super energetic on the ice. And I love that in practice because it's sometimes hard to have practice every single day. And with my team having that energy all the time, I think it makes it so much easier and more fun to come to practice. So I couldn't imagine having a different team at the practices and the games that we have.
What about life across campus or yeah, cross campus, like your academic life? What do you like about Bemidji State as a school?
I love that there's so many options. Like they help you with so much, coming in. I didn't really know like what major I wanted to do, what that even meant, like how to sign up for classes. And I think they do a really good job with the academic advisors helping you out with that and kind of leading you in the right direction where they're not doing it for you, but they're kind of giving you help and telling you what to do. And I also love just the city of Bemidji. It's a super small town, but it still has like that up north feeling where you're away from home, but I can still kind of go back home if I need to. So I just love the area that it's in. It's only a 3.5 hour drive, so it feels like I'm in college, which is perfect. And I just love the winters and the lake. It's such a pretty city, and we always find something to do out there. So
Yeah, and close enough for your family to come watch, right?
yep. I see them all at all the games, so it's super nice that they can get up there all the time.
How did you end up in net? Did anyone in your family play goalie?
Nope, no one in my family played goalie. My parents, I honestly have no idea why I chose it. My parents like to tell me it's because I didn't want to do the skating that the players needed to do at the time. So that's what I tell people. Apparently, I didn't want to skate, but now that I play goalie, it's really tiring. So
Yeah, like there's no going back now. Like
yeah, no, I
you're
can't
not
go back at
switching.
this time.
I was a forward, and so never played goalie. Although
Yep.
I have played it in pickup situations, and it is the hardest thing I've ever done. Like it, like literally is so hard to move. So I'm much respect to the goalies.
Thank you.
Anyway, this is a random question. I know in hockey they talk a lot about style, right? And bad style and like players you skate out. It's like whether your tongues are out or like
Oh
the
yeah.
skin and how much tape you use and the shape of your all that stuff. What is like some examples of bad style for goalies or like stylistic choices that are like give you the ick for goalies?
I want to say. In practice, I think, or even games, I'm not sure. I've seen goalies that like to tuck their jersey in the side of their chest protector, so it's like their wrists are kind of out like that.
Yep.
I don't personally like how that looks, just because I don't know. But for a goalie, oh, bad tape job, I would say. If you only tape a little bit of your stick, oh,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Good to know. Learning things. So going back to your team, name or describe one teammate that you think the world should know more about and why.
okay, I have two. I could
Okay.
not decide, and
Okay.
I picked them both because they're both in my freshman class, so going into our sophomore year. The first one I want to say is Autumn Cooper. She's a forward on our team. She is just the most like goofy, silly, funny, like doesn't have an off button, always going. The best teammate. She's always up for something. We want to play spike ball, want to play sewer ball. She's always there. She's the first one ready. And she's just the best teammate. She's just like so nice to everyone, always cheers people on. So I definitely have to say her because I think if you ask anyone on my team that, they would all say the same thing about her. She's just crazy, funny girl. And then the second one would be Morgan Smith. She is a phenomenal talent and she's such a hardworking and crafty player that I think for such a young player, she made a huge impact on our team and maybe even the league just to show younger kids that you don't have to be a senior to like make an impact. So, those are the two that I would say just because, and they're both like my super close friends, but I could choose from anyone on my team just because they're all like, I have such good teammates that I could pick anyone and describe something good about them. But yeah,
Well, it sounds sorry I had to make you choose them, but
no,
those
no,
they,
it's
they sound
okay.
like great teammates and friends.
Yep.
What about so you talked a lot about your teammates, which is great, which is probably one of the best things about hockey, but when you think about the sport in general, what about hockey brings or provides a lot of joy in your life?
Yeah, I would say the first thing, just a basic answer, friendships, because I've made so many friendships, but I love the competitiveness of the sport. Just hockey in general is such a competitive sport, whether it's in high school, in mites, the NHL, college, the PWHL. It's such a competitive, hard-working sport, and it's just being able to play against some of the best players in the world is kind of like just crazy to me and having like playing against those players is so competitive and being able to stop a phenomenal shot from a phenomenal player, that's kind of like what I would say brings me joy as a goalie, just being able to like say I stopped a shot from so and so. Yeah, and just like the little things, like the routines that hockey brings you, like the Zamboni, the sound of the skates, like I love that. The puck hitting the crossbar, the post, like just the small things like that, I think is like a comfortable place for me just because I've grown up always like hearing those things and like being in an ice rink, basically living there. So yeah.
I agree with that. I have probably one of my favorite things is when you get on the ice first in the
Yeah.
rink and it's just silence and you just hear your blades just
Yeah.
cutting through the ice. I love that feeling.
Yeah, it's just a perfect noise and it's like cold and you're the only one there. Yeah, like I think that's perfect and that's just what like it's so fun.
Well, it's right around the corner for you again, so
So
that's something to look
excited.
forward to.
Yeah.
Well, last question, and this is an opportunity for you to ask a question. What do you want to know about the WCHA?
I just wanted to ask, how do you promote the WCHA and how can the players help with that? The players that are in the WCHA, how can we help with that?
I love that question for so many reasons because I'm still new into this job. I'm coming up on right around a year. And it really has taken me, I think, this whole first year to figure out that that really is my number one priority, and our league's number one priority is to grow and promote the players, the coaches, the games, and our final face-off tournament. So there's a lot of things that we do. Social media is the biggest one, and that's run by Mackenzie, who does a phenomenal job, Mackenzie in our office. But so we are really active on social media, specifically Facebook, Instagram, and X. So all of our posts go across all three of those platforms, and that reaches the biggest audience, right? I think that's how most people now gets all their information is typically from social media.
Mhm.
So I think that's one area where players can be really involved in that. And by following our platforms and then engaging in our posts and sharing that content
Mhm.
is really important because, and all of you are much more tech savvy than us in the office. So and you probably have a lot more followers and bigger reach. So the power of social media is pretty exponential. And so
Mhm.
if we have our players really engaging with what we're putting out, that's only going to help when it comes to attracting sponsors and people who are interested in covering our league. Other things that we do is that especially this summer, we've worked really hard to develop relationships with the media, and our goal is to get our stories out there. So we have so many great student athletes like you, like your teammates, like Autumn, like Morgan, um, And we want more people looking at the WCHA, not only for the great on ice product, but who you are as people. So what I would encourage our student athletes to do is to really be open to the media, and not everyone naturally is, like the idea of doing this could be really intimidating,
Mhm.
or meeting with a local reporter, or doing an interview with your local news team. Some people are just more nervous, some people are more shy,
Yeah.
and I think being open and really seeing the value of being an active participant can really help promote the league, and then we'll help share that. And again, just the more people looking at the WCHA, the better.
Yeah, I agree. Social media is a big part of that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you like, share, tweet, do all the things, tag your friends. Let's get this rolling. Maybe we want to go viral for the right reasons, Kaitlin,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, well, last thing that we're gonna do is we just do a little thing of this or that, where provide you with two options. You pick one. You don't have to think too hard.
Okay.
Just whatever is instinctual. Ready to go?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so on road trips, is it better to sit the front or the back of the bus?
The front.
Ooh. Better for just comfort or
Um, I think yes. We're in the back. We're in the back, but I think the front is better.
okay, okay. So senior, so it's a seniority system. You got to move up.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's kind of how we kind of move up the older we get.
All right.
Yeah.
For a goalie, is it harder to save a puck that has been tipped or take a shot through a screen?
I would say tipped.
All right. Um, Looking at your living situation, would you prefer to have roommates or do you want to live alone?
I would prefer to have my own room, but with roommates.
There you go. There you
Yes.
go. Best of both worlds.
Yep.
Okay. Bemidji State, you guys have some pretty nice classic jerseys. That's just my opinion.
Mhm.
They're really crisp. But
Thank
do
you.
you prefer wearing the green ones or the bright white ones?
I think white, honestly.
Those are the whitest jerseys in the league, I will
They're
say.
so clean. I don't know how they're not all dirty, but they are really white.
Even the goalies, like that's a
Yeah.
shout out to your equipment staff,
Yes,
Toby
our
and
equipment staff are top tier. They never take a day off.
man, those jerseys are like, whew, they're glowing.
Yeah,
I love them. Okay.
thank you.
Um, all right, you're driving. Would you rather be in traffic for a short distance or drive a long distance with no traffic?
Long distance, no traffic.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why you went to Bemidji right there.
Yes, no traffic.
Um, when you're with friends, would you rather dine in at a restaurant or just stay and chill and get something delivered?
I think get something delivered to our house or wherever we are.
Comfort.
Yeah.
All right, another goalie question.
Okay.
Would you prefer to get hit directly in the face
Okay.
or somewhere lower body with no padding?
Directly in the face
Okay.
with my helmet on.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Helmet's on.
Yep.
Helmet's on.
Okay.
Thinking
Yep.
about traffic or thinking about practice.
Yep. Directly in the face for sure.
Um, do you get bothered when you get hit in the face?
No, unless it's consistently like
Yeah.
just one, two, three, then I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna take a step
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
the net.
Yeah. I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, last question. Would you rather travel to the past or the future?
the past.
Hmm. Any particular time period?
Every goal I ever let in, I would say that.
Oh no, you gotta let that go. Like go in and move yourself a fraction.
Yeah,
Like
just
just from
I know where they shot it, so I'll go there then.
yeah, yeah, awesome. Well, thank you. This was fun. Appreciate your time today, Kaitlin. Really look forward to seeing you in your sophomore season, and good luck to the Beavers at Bemidji State.